Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudette. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother. As you can see, it's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter. The Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter comes into your inbox every Wednesday, and you read the newsletter, hopefully, and then we come on here on Thursday to do the recap. This week, the topic is the power of a question. And it all came because I learned some new words. And how did I learn the new words? I heard them and I said, I don't know that word. What does that mean? And I will tell you that for most of my life, I would have been afraid to do that. I would have been afraid that people would think I was like stupid for not knowing a word. So I just like smile and nod like I know what you're talking about when I don't know what you're talking about. And that's not really in integrity, and that's not who I am as a person. So I've started saying, hey, can you teach me what that word means? And I have clients who do that too. When I'm giving them a reading and I use a word they don't understand, they'll say, hey, what does that word mean? And I've learned from my clients that that's a good thing to do. But you know what? It's a good thing to do about life too. In any way, to ask questions, to not be afraid to ask questions. And it's also true when we talk about spiritual things, that there are some spiritual leaders that get really upset when you question the doctrine because they feel like it's blasphemous to question the doctrine. There are teachers who get upset when you question them because it feels like it's disrespectful to question the teacher. And so my feeling is any doctrine, any teacher that can't stand up to some questioning and doesn't welcome and encourage questioning isn't worth it. You know, find a new doctrine, find a new teacher. And then when we talk about questions, of course, there's so much about tarot there because we often go to tarot when we have a question, right? But sometimes what we get back from the reading, is not an answer but a question. The reading directs us to the question. The reading says, okay, you need to ponder this. You need to contemplate that. This is the question you must be asking yourself, or this is the question you must be asking the person you're having an issue with. And so tarot can answer questions, but can also point to questions. So, and it's interesting, and it was not planned this way. Tonight, we have a free tarot class, live stream, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The link is already up right here on YouTube. Tarot questions and answers. There's so many questions about the right way to formulate a question for tarot and the right techniques to use to get the right answers. So we're going to discuss that in class tonight. Bring your cards. We're going to have some fun. Tarot questions and answers, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Everybody welcome. Tell your tarot friends. So, and Nalini says, yeah, I used to do that too until I realized there's nothing wrong with not knowing something. It's all part of learning, right? The only stupid question is the one you didn't ask, right? So, I thought we'd do some readings on this, and it can really be any question you have. It can be, should I ask this question of this person? Should it be, what spiritual question should I be pondering? Right? It could be any of those kinds of things. Let's get going. Here we go. And as you can see, I'm using my light seers today. Let's get shuffled. Let's get going. And again, please remember to come to class tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you. All right. And both Justine and Maya have said, looking forward to tonight's class. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you there. We almost had a card disaster here. Have you ever done that? Where you're like trying to shuffle and the cards just literally go everywhere. All right. Like that. I'm a little clumsy today. All right. First question I see is from Nalini Kalu. Thanks for being a member here. So nice to see you. I'm working on healing in all areas of my life and feeling stuck. I realize that even though self-love is important, I crave being loved because my family life is extremely distant and cold. How long before I meet that someone who is an equally yoked love for me? And if possible, what might he look like? Partnership companionship is important for me. It gives me a sense of purpose and belonging. Right, and we could spend a long time talking about how, yes, it is a great thing, and I'm going to answer that question, but we could spend some time talking about how we can't make your own healing contingent on finding the right partner, and how that's like when you do find a partner, that's a lot of responsibility to put on the partner. So there's a lot there we could talk about. Hey, Jackie, nice to see you. Glad you liked the newsletter. All right, but let's take a look. I get life is easier with a good partner, harder, most hard with a terrible partner, and harder and not as much fun with no partner. So I get it. You're not wrong about that. It's a good, honest question, and I appreciate it. So what do you need to know about finding a good partner? It does go back to your own happiness and your own ability to learn and communicate. In order to find your right partner, here's how I'm going to say it, Nalini. And it is what's coming up in the cards. I think this is good advice for a lot of people, but it's what is coming up in the cards for you. The way to find your right partner is to do that work, to continue to do the work you have been doing. It has been hard, but you've been doing the work. You've been doing a great job showing up for that. Continue to do it. Love yourself. Work on communication. Work on healing your inner child. Work on healing from those childhood issues. You're really just discovering them and figuring out what they are. So work on healing those. And as you do that work, it's going to take a minute to meet that right person, but it will happen. And by the time it happens, you're going to be a lot more grounded. And I'll tell you what it looks like. I have no idea what it looks like physically, but I can tell you that it's someone who has been through their share of difficulties and have healed their share of difficulties, and someone that you can absolutely trust and absolutely love. I promise you it will come. And some of the insecurity of not having a partner is the worry that you never will have a good one. And then you can't choose a right one. You can choose nice guys, you can choose not nice guys, but you can't find a good partner for you. That worry has no place on that table. I will tell you right here, right now, you will find a good one. I promise you that. And I think you've made an interesting comment here, Nalini. That you're tired of feeling alone, and you've felt this way for a long time, maybe even for your whole life, which means even in relationships you have still felt alone. And so you're looking for that relationship where you will no longer feel alone. And that is the right relationship to be looking for. You must be patient. You must continue to work on it, but it's coming. And hey, if you looked something like that, that wouldn't be bad, would it? All right. February, so nice to see you. You have an event today with a writers group you joined. Congratulations for joining a writers group. Would it be of any value to me? And is it worth putting my energy into this particular group? So this event, I think it's worth it. Like, there's going to be some things and some people where you're going to be like, oh, good God, I don't want to deal with this, and I don't want to deal with these people. But there'll be one or two that will make really good connections for you, and there are some things you can learn here. So go with an open mind and recognize there's going to be things about it you don't like, and there's going to be people there you don't like, but there's also going to be things you do like, and people that you do like who can become friends and maybe even collaborators, and ultimately it's good for you. Teresa C., thanks for being a member and thanks for being a moderator. Thank you so much for being here. All right. My estranged mother always knew more about my father's murder. Oh my gosh. always knew more about my father's murder than she told us. I found the truth on my own, but will she tell us what she knows before she passes away? I feel it will be soon, sadly. I'm sorry to be morbid, but that's my burning question. I'm afraid to ask, but wondered my whole life. I get it. And that's the thing, man. When our parents die, they die with our secrets. I thought about that recently the other day, is that there are very few people alive who know my early stories, who know some of the secrets of my own early life. And so I'm just not going to I can intuit what the answers are. I can do readings on them, but I'm never going to get it from them. And that's a hard thing. You really want to ask those questions and get those stories while they're still alive. That is a very real issue. Will she want to tell you what she knows before she passes away? Heck no, man. That's a secret she wants to take to her grave. Can you get her to reveal it and tell it? I think you can. I think you can talk to her. I think you can send the spirits of your ancestors to help. I think, but you're going to have to make it happen. Yeah, Justine agrees. Yeah, it is. It's freaky. All right. Medea Ness. So nice to see you, Ness. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. What is the question I should ask now and hopefully should be able to answer, or at least work on? Great question. You know, there's questions we work on in our lives. You know, how to do this, how to do that, how to age, how to show up as an older person, where to go to school, what to learn. You know, no matter where you are in life, there's always questions. The question that you're working on, need to be working on right now here, Medea, is what to be loyal to and what to let go of. Of the things and the people that you have been committed to, that you've been raised to be committed to, what do you hang on to and what do you let go of? Smile Soul 20, good afternoon. So nice to see you. It was good to see you the other day. Glad you're here. Aria Wilson. I'm feeling stuck and overwhelmed about the choices I have to make in these coming months. What advice do my ancestors and guides have for me at this time? That's beautiful. Beautiful. The advice is to ask them for help. Ask them for help. You don't have to do this all on your own. They will help you. Ask them for guidance and they will guide you. That was fun. Caroline, nice to see you. Am I really as good as I feel I am? I love that question. Am I really as good as I feel I am? Yeah, I would say you are. And part of your goodness is you're always working to be better. You're always striving for the next step. And that's the best good a person can be, right? Oh, and thank you so much for your kind words. Cheryl Jefferson, nice to see you. Agree 100%. Janine Barnes, nice to see you. I feel stuck struggling to make important decisions in order to move forward. What should I focus on first? That's perfect. Well, the Magician, which tells us to start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. I was singing that song to the babies yesterday. Anyway, weird musical callback. Start with the knowledge of your own power. Start with the idea that you're initiate and you're still learning. And start by harnessing the power of the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. How about that? Oh, Justine. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for being a member. This reminds me of the Fool Reversed I've been pulling lately. I believe it's been telling me to stop worrying so much about looking foolish in front of others. And don't be afraid of showing off who you are. Yep. And Maya says, Maya, thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member. I struggled as a kid because I was always asking questions. I grew up with Methodist, Catholic, Buddhism, and Native American theology in my family, right? Right? All right, Pamela's Insight. Thanks so much for being a moderator. Having extreme difficulty with my nervous system. Pamela, I'm going to get to that in one moment. I just have to address this. Can I please get an Excel list of those things to keep and get rid of? That's good, right? But as we get close to the end of the year, it's a great time to do that mental housekeeping. It is, absolutely. Okay, Pamela, thank you. You have my complete attention now. Having extreme difficulty with my nervous system. I'm so sorry. I've been through numerous avenues to help, but it seems to be escalating. Oh my gosh, we are so sorry. You think it's related to the spiritual, and you've been exploring that. So tarot is the right way to go to ask the question. Honestly, it's because I think there's so much coming in. I think you're very open psychically and intuitively, and you need an extra layer of psychic protection and more psychic cleansing. It is not that anyone is throwing bad juju at you. It's that there's just so much going on in the world, and you are very sensitive. And so you need like a real sense of protection, like every day. You need to wear the psychic condom every day, and that will help, I promise. Pamela Lath, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. What questions should I be asking to move forward? I'm feeling stuck. You know, so much of the stuckness is that your daily life, your daily responsibilities take so much of your energy between your job and the dogs and the relationship and the house and all the things. There's not a lot of time left over. There's not a lot of energy left over for too much else. And so I think the question you have to ask, is there a way to buy back some time, buy back some energy? What can you do to create space for more time and energy for you and your relationship, for you to do fun things? That's what you need to be looking forward to. That's what questions you need to be looking at. All right. All right, Teresa C. My best friend Danielle would love to know if she will get the director position she's applying for today. Well, certainly, best of luck to Danielle. Let's take a look. Here we go. Best of luck to Danielle. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. You know, it's interesting. It looks like she's qualified. It looks like she could do very well. It's not clear. There's not a guarantee that she will get it. But there is a sense. There is a sense that she may get a job, but not exactly the job she applied for. Or she may get it and it won't be the job she thought it was. Maya Turner, once again, thanks for being a member here. Does Sophie, my Chihuahua, want to continue on advanced trick training or something different, or not doing anything at all for the time being? It's puppy college. Here we go. Advanced trick training. Something else? Nothing. Actually, for a while, we'd like a break, but then go back to advanced trick training. Catherine Fan, so nice to see you. When will I be able to find a good partner? Will it be anytime soon? Oh, it depends what you mean by soon. But I think you will be able to, and the more that you lean into exactly who you are and doing exactly the things you like to do and just being yourself loud and proud, the more you lean into that, the more quickly you'll find the right person, I promise. Jennifer, when do you see my exams coming? In the month of January or December? Let's take a look. Could it be a different time, not January or December, but an entirely different time? If so, that's the one I'm voting for. But if I had to guess, I guess it would be January. Ari Wilson, nice to see you. Could I get a general message from my mom or something she needs to know at this time? She's having a hard time right now with my aunt in hospice care. I'm so sorry. That is very difficult. Okay. Message for your mom at this difficult time: to be grateful for family, good and bad, difficult and wonderful, living, not living, to be grateful for all of them and know that she is and will always be surrounded in love. All right. Hey, Karen Tillich, TK, nice to see you. I'm starting a new job on Monday in sales. Very good. Is it a potential long-term successful career with the money? Here's we go. Here's we go. Can you make the money at this job? You know, if you learn it and do it and stick with it, it could be very good indeed. Congratulations. You know why? Because at the end of the day, it's about building relationships, and you're a good relationship builder. All right, and thank you everyone for feedback. I don't always read the feedback aloud, but I do read it, and I do appreciate it. And I do just want to take a moment to remind everyone again, we got class tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The link is already up, Tarot Questions and Answers. Please join us. Baby Cakes, nice to see you. What question should I be asking myself? I love that. Baby Cakes, you should be asking yourself how you can get better at figuring out what your needs are and how to get your needs met. How about that? Jackie Masters, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. I'm making changes in my life, and some changes have been activated by Spirit. Beautiful. What questions should I be asking so I can go forward to live my best life? I think I'm missing something important. Well, the question is, are you? Are you missing something important? And the answer is, I think the thing you miss is to trust yourself, to remember to trust yourself and work on learning to trust yourself. Other than that, you're good. And I want to say thank you so much to Maya Turner for the super chat. Sophie says thank you. She woke up from her sleep and licked my hand. She's so smart. She was adopted almost 2 years ago. We are so glad she's with us. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, and thank you, Sophie. Okay. All right. Next question. Sarah, 88. I've tried several things and changed my career a few times, and I was not fulfilled. I love yoga, and I'm thinking that would be the thing I enjoy. And I think it would be the thing I would enjoy as a job or not. So, I mean, should you make yoga a job? People do all the time, sometimes more successfully than others. You know, I think you need to have a great yoga practice in your life. And I think you do need to be a yoga teacher, whether that's full-time or part-time, all the time or once in a while. I think you must be a yoga teacher. All right. Hey, Melissa Grosso, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Glad you enjoyed the newsletter. Now that I'm back from the big work trip, which went pretty well, yay, what should my focus shift to? Let's take a look. I think, Melissa, at work and at home, you need to figure out the things that you're not satisfied with, make a list, set goals, and get to work on fixing them. Seriously. Now, not all of them can be fixed. You know who I'm thinking about at work. But some of them can be and should be. All right. And Lisa Harmon, the power of the question, understanding what the question is. Well, that's a necessity. Although truly, the power of the question is the knowledge that comes from it, right? All right. Justine, I've also been struggling with decision making, feeling stuck with what I'm working on currently. How might my guides advise me to change my approach on what I'm working on, if at all? Well, if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. And I think what you're trying to do is something you could have fun with because it's creative. Find a way to make it fun. Karen Hendershot, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. There is a lot going on, and I'm unsure if I'm on the right path. How do I hear the answers the universe is giving me without injecting my fears and issues? Girl, you said a lot. Everyone listen up. This is for everybody. Man, the voice of intuition versus the voice of fear, hope, and anxiety. How do you do it? You breathe. You acknowledge that you are human, so you have fears, hopes, anxieties, desires, and you breathe them all into this imaginary box right here, and you put them here. And then you say, I know that I am strong enough to accept my purpose and accept my outcome. Think about if this is in your personal religious mythology. Think about Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. I'd prefer that you take this cup away from me, but I'll do whatever you want, right? And so just get into that space where you let go and you trust. Let go and trust. And breathe, and then listen or do your divination. And that's how I think we all have to do it. But let's do this reading for you very specifically, Karen. How can you more easily hear the answers that the universe is giving you? The repetitive ones that won't go away are either anxious, intrusive thoughts or real intuition. Write them all down and read them aloud to yourself, and you'll know which is which, because the anxious, intrusive thoughts are either negative or ridiculous. The intuitive things are things that could work. All right. Hey, Lisa Harmon, it's so nice to see you. Okay, and Lisa, thanks so much for being a member here. We really appreciate you. The question is, what's the next step I need to take? Great question indeed. The first most important step, release anxiety. Be free of anxiety. And I realize none of us is free of anxiety, right? But to allow that space of freedom to be open. And the more that you can do that, the better you're going to do. Martha Vink. My question, I have too much stuff. Yeah, join the club. What do I need to learn to better let go? Can I tell you, I shared this with my daughter the other day, because I've been working on the purge as well. And it's all of those things, you know, that you hang on to because they're sentimental, they're important, but then why am I hanging on to this just to remember it? Because if I don't remember it, then it wasn't that important. And if I do remember it, then why do I need this? So that's what I came to. What do you need to do to learn to better let go? The true emotional value of each thing. And how much of it is there really? You know my mother had that problem too. Okay. Justine, yes, I've been working on something that is very fun. I think I've been bogging myself down in the details, which has dampened that fun a little bit. On point advice. Very good. Thank you so much for the feedback. Okay, Horace Van Dunn, nice to see you. Very busy. We've missed you too. Glad you love the newsletters. And again, remember everyone, we have a class tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, tarot questions and answers. Similar to the theme, that was not intentional, just kind of worked out that way. So, my friends, I've come to the end of the questions. If you've asked a question and I accidentally missed you, I am so sorry. Please reiterate. If you have not asked a question yet and you want to, it is last call for readings, y'all. I want to remind you that StarCon is coming. January 20th through 22nd. It's time to get your tickets. You can join us in person in West Palm Beach or online on Excellivans. You can come for 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days. But get your tickets now, starcon.com, STAARCON.com. Lisa Harmon, thank you so much for the kind words and the super generous super chat. Really, really appreciate that. All right, my friends, we have come to the end of our time together. Back tonight at 7 p.m., and we will be back on Friday, tomorrow at noon. Jackie, I did not miss you, but what I said was the thing you're missing is trusting yourself. You're doing everything right except you forget to trust yourself. All right. Anything else? Yeah, December schedule is coming up really soon. And there is a members-only live stream coming up November 30th. All members at every level, make sure you look for that. It's for all y'all. November 30th. And so look for that in the upcoming live streams and in the members-only folder. Obviously available for readings, so reach out for that. And so next week is Thanksgiving, of course. I don't know if we will have a newsletter on Wednesday. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but we'll be around. I think that's pretty much all of it. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask the right questions. Ask all the questions. The only stupid question is the one you didn't ask. And be willing to question the things that have been given to you as unquestionable doctrine. Always question everything. That's how we find our way to truth. My friends, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. See you soon.